The Clemson Tigers have 11 student athletes who will be inducted into the Clemson Hall of Fame in 2023. Three of them are football players. I'm Ryan Cantor. We're going to talk about them. Some of these guys are players I've watched play, and kind of cool to take a moment and just honor them. The first of them, a little bit before my time, Raymond Priester. He was the leader all-time career yardage for Clemson all the way up until Travis Etienne. Now he didn't have crazy um, per 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 carry stats. He wasn't averaging 6, 7, 8 yards a carry like Travis Etienne did, but he was on some bad Tommy West teams. He never won more than 8 games. Clemson never won more than 8 games while he was there. And he was a workhorse, getting 223 carries or more in his sophomore, junior, and senior seasons. So they really leaned on him heavily, and he didn't shy away. This was in an era before they split backs and had backs heavily in the passing game and all that. He was a true workhorse, and he carried the Tigers. He had 263 yards, still the school record. Against Duke in 1995. He went on to be a first-round draft choice of the Rams back when they were in St. Louis. So uh, definitely right and fitting that he got in. He wasn't in a particularly successful era of Clemson football, but he was a star on some kind of so-so Clemson teams. Then we get into kind of my time, and Deandre McDaniel was a very memorable player for me. A two-time All-American safety. His junior season, he had 8 interceptions. He was always in the right place at the right time. And of those interceptions, none was more memorable or famous than this one here against Christian Ponder in 2009. Clemson finally he was part of that team that finally won the Atlantic Division, got over the hump against Christian Ponder. This was such a big moment. I was a student. This was one of the most memorable athletic moments, or definitely football moments, of my entire time as a student. Ponder threw a pick. McDaniel read it, jumped the pass, got it, starts running it back. Ponder goes to prevent it from being a pick six. I maybe should have made a business decision there because DeAndre McDaniel, you can see him pointing and smiling, knowing what's coming, and he just lowers the shoulder and uh, and just drills Ponder, and he goes down. But Ponder got hurt on the play. Uh, it was some physical football, and he was a physical safety, a real ball hawk, one of Clemson's best. He did not get drafted. He was undrafted free agent, went to the Saints for a little while, got cut, wasn't super fast, but as a college player was exceptional. And it's good to see someone who's just purely a great college player get honored. Definitely deserving. And the third of these inductees for this class from the football team, and I guess in this case also the baseball team, was Kyle Parker. His second to last season in 2009, he was not great, but he was very good. And for Clemson at that time, he led them to the Atlantic Division on that same team that I was just talking about with DeAndre McDaniel. He was a very good player. Had 20 passing touchdowns. Was very quick with his feet. He's the only player to play baseball and football and have 20 home runs and 20 touchdowns in the same academic year. So he had that great football season. Then the following baseball season, he hit 344 with 20 home runs. Unbelievable season when you look at that's only 247 at bats. Over 500 at bats like a full baseball season, which really is more than 500 at bats. That's more than 40 home runs. Hitting 344 with a 481 on base. And he was excellent. Another really poignant memory for me is when he played in the spring game and then he came up in an actual real baseball game the same day. It was I just remember him coming up and the crowd. I want to say it was against Miami, but I could be mistaken. But he was the talk of the town. He was the face of the athletic department there for that one year, and then he came back. Probably should have just left. Probably should have just signed with out of the 2010 year, but he really wanted to play the 2010. So the next football season, he got banged up against Auburn. That first game wasn't quite the same. Didn't have a good year, and I don't feel like he's looked at the way he deserves to be broadly by the fan base. And so that's why it's so cool to see him honored in the Hall of Fame. A two-sport, really great player who did a lot for Clemson. Turned down money to come back and play another football season for Clemson. A true Clemson Tiger, definitely a guy I'm thrilled to see they're going to be honoring this year as an inductee. We've got a lot more videos coming. We've got a lot that we've just posted. So if you're not already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. You got to have 1,000 subscribers before you can monetize the channel. So we're slowly working our way there, and I appreciate it if you could be one of the good folks who subscribes. Thanks for watching.